This week's reading is a book that has received the NCTE award, and it's a poetry award. The book I chose is called A Jar of Tiny Stars, and actually it's a collection of poems by these award-winning authors. So every single author featured in this book has won the NCTE award for poetry. The poems that are collected in this book were hand-selected by children as their favorite. This is an awesome book, especially if you're not familiar with children's poets. I learned a lot from reading this book. I would say that my favorite poem in this book was by Lillian Moore. It's entitled Mine. It's this one right here. Basically, it's about the sea, a little girl playing in the sea, and the water comes up to take her sandcastle and says it's mine. And then it comes up to get the sand tunnels, and the water says it's mine. And as she sees her bucket and shovel floating away, she snatches it and says, "These belong to me." I thought it was a great poem. It actually reminded me of my summers at the beach, chasing my bucket and shovel so the sea wouldn't claim it. The illustrations in the books are just ink and pen drawings. They complement the poems. This poem's about construction. Obviously, there's a construction crane. Very simple drawings. There is a portrait drawing of each author that is it's an amazing likeness. And each author has one of those. There are 10 authors altogether featured in this book. The jacket cover I thought was really whimsical. It's a little boy catching fireflies. It's actually what caught my eye to pick this book. Some of the activities that I would love to do with something like this is to have a child, obviously have the student read the book or showcase some of the poems, have them pick their favorite poet or poem and emulate them, copy their style, and write their own poem. A great participation part for this would be to have like a poetry slam and maybe invite other grades or classes in to hear the students recite their own poetry. Again, this activity wouldn't be for all students, as some we know are less inclined to be outspoken and maybe a little more reserved. I just think it would be a fun and different way to touch on poetry. So, yeah.